Hi everyone and welcome to session 3. In session 3 you'll be completing the session 3 market structures, which is the discussion. Some clarification on the discussion: your first post is due by Wednesday night and your remaining work is due by Saturday night. You'll have the session 3 homework, chapter 6 quiz, chapter 7 quiz, and chapter 8 quiz. I'm going to go through each of the quizzes with you because I know that people really like me going through the questions. And if you have any questions after I go over it, please let me know. I won't go over every question, but I'll go over most of them. Price elasticity of demand is looking at how consumers respond to price changes. So when there's a change of price, how do they change their demand? One reason why young smokers have a very elastic demand for cigarettes, think of their income levels. Price elasticity is 0.4. Anything less than 1 is inelastic. The more time consumers have to purchase a good, so the more time they have to purchase, the more they have to select other goods. So think of that in terms of elastic and inelastic. If the price elasticity is 1.74, so that means it's an elastic good, and the price of a good increases. So elastic good price increases, consumers are not going to buy it. So what will happen to total revenue? Elasticity of supply. Question 6. Question 7. Goods and services are considered to be luxuries. You're looking at if their luxury goods are more elastic. So they have to be greater than 1. Question 8. Inelastic products. What are the characteristics? Look at the market characteristics for inelastic. Question 9, positive cross elasticity. You're looking at if the key to this is positive. So if it's positive, and we look at cross price elasticity, are we looking at substitutes or complements? Question 10, as you move from upper to lower portions of the demand curve, elasticity goes from what? So think of when you move from higher prices, consumers are going to be very sensitive, to lower prices. Consumers are not going to be as sensitive. Let's go to the chapter 7 quiz. Okay, so chapter 7 quiz. Explicit costs are costs that can we account for. That's the key to this. Costs that we can account for. Total cost. This is equals fixed plus variable cost. A variable cost is something that depends on output. So the more we produce or the less we produce, output changes. Short run, there's at least one presence of a fixed cost. Implicit costs are opportunity costs or things that we've had to give up to get. Law of diminishing marginal return, that is when we add more and more of something, it adds less to the previous unit. For example, I hire 1 employee, he makes 10 hamburgers. I hire 2 employees, they make a total of 18 hamburgers. The second worker only added 8 hamburgers, so diminishing return sets in. Average total cost, look at the graph of how average total cost looks. It looks like a U-shape. And the average total cost, this is just an equation that they're looking at. Short run average total cost is U-shaped. Why is it U-shaped? Question 9 is looking at the definition of marginal cost. Question 10 is looking at economies of scale. Economies of scale is looking at when a firm gets larger and larger, their per unit costs decline. Let's look at the chapter 8 quiz now. Chapter 8, to determine the profit of a company, you want to take total revenue and minus some total cost. If a firm makes 0 economic profit, that means they're covering all of their costs, but they're still earning normal profit. What are costs that should not be included in accounting profit? So things that are not included are implicit costs or opportunity costs. Market structures does not refer to what? The perfect competition market structure, look at the characteristics of perfect competition. Many buyers and sellers, they break even in the long run, they earn normal profits, large barriers to entry and exit, selling homogeneous or identical products. For a perfectly competitive firm, look at the characteristics again and the graphs to answer these questions. Question 7. A firm has an incentive to increase output as long as what occurs? Question 8. The shutdown point. When will a firm shut down? They'll shut down when they're not able to cover certain costs. To maximize profit, firms want to operate where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Example of a perfectly competitive industry is an industry like, think of farms. That is the best industry to focus on. So those are the concepts that we're focused on in the next module. If you have any questions, let me know, but I look forward to your effort this week.